Carolina Works is brought to you in part by the South Carolina Occupational Information System, South Carolina's official career resource network, and your pathway to success.
Coming up, once it was a boys-only club, but women across the state are changing the construction industry. Looking for a good-paying job with security? People in the field of radiology are never out of work. Does South Carolina's future lie in the knowledge-based economy? State legislative leaders offer a plan. All this and more coming up on Carolina Works. Hi everyone, I'm Clark Newsom, and this is Carolina Works, the monthly news magazine of the South Carolina workforce system. This month we look at a couple of industries that are changing both in South Carolina and across the nation and will likely only get bigger. Construction, long a male-dominated field, has become a place where women not only do the hard work, but sometimes run the show. In healthcare, the field of radiology is reaping the benefits of developments in high-tech imaging and bringing with it a variety of well-paying jobs. Also, Marilyn Matthews is with us to bring us the South Carolina business news. First, we visit the construction industry, where women are rewriting the old rules of what it takes to succeed.
I find it amusing and sometimes slightly offensive that I still have to deal with the honey and the sweetie and the baby. And I wouldn't mind it so much if people wouldn't be offended when I ask that they call me by my name. I've had that still occurs.
I think in the construction, a woman has to work 10 times harder than a man just to prove themselves.
For years, construction has been the very definition of a male-dominated industry.
In the beginning, in 1976, when I entered construction, women were treated pretty bad. There was very few. They were harassed a lot. Pranks were always pulled on them. I mean, just relentless.
When I first got into the field, a woman's place was behind a desk, pushing the pencil, and that was pretty much all she did. She did accounting and she did typing. No longer is that the case.
But acceptance came slowly.
We were the successful bidder on a sidewalk project for the town of Dillon, and we went to the pre-construction conference, and the town was very accepting of us. They had checked our references and they were happy. And so then as I was introducing our staff, and I said, and Jane will be your project manager, and you could just look around the room and everybody was, you could just see the disappointment in their face. They were like, okay, well, we were okay about you, but where's Bob or Joe or, you know.
Today, Ms. Rushing's company is helping to renovate downtown Columbia, and both men and women are wearing the hard hats.
Even on the Main Street project, my city contact, my inspector is a woman engineer, her boss is a woman engineer, so that's unusual for me to run into that many women on a project that we're working on.
According to the latest statistics, in South Carolina, nearly a fifth of the employees in the construction field are women. Technology has leveled the playing field.
May not be physically as strong as men, but with the technologies that are present now, there are tools to help you, so you don't have to use the physical brute force you used to have to use in construction.
You know, you still do have some heavy lifting in some trades, such as steel erection and things like that, but for the most part, the heavy lifting part has been removed out of construction and mainly because of OSHA and the safety requirements. You know, you use more forklifts now, you use more cranes and things like that, where before they used to do a lot of stuff with physical brute strength, and that's no longer a factor.
Instead, it requires another kind of toughness.
No, there's some women that work on the construction site. Some are kind of weak women, and that's what we have problems with, okay? To work in a construction site, you really have to be strong and stand firm, know what you're talking about, know what you're doing to get the respect of men.
Most significant difference between myself and what I see my male peers is occasionally if I instruct a male subcontractor to do something, It has never failed that if a male tells them something different than I tell them, whether he be a superintendent or a foreman, they will immediately follow the instructions of the male and not listen to what I'd already said originally.
They'll second guess me. They'll say, okay, I want to talk to another person about this, or they'll ask me to speak to Randy or somebody who's, you know, is pretty much a male dominant in this industry, and they'll constantly go back to that. However, I have learned that the more that you can work with a company, the more that they, you know, begin trusting you, and they begin, you know, saying, okay, she can do this.
For women in the industry, both the financial rewards and the independence are considerable.
The income potential for a woman in construction surpasses what income potential I had in other areas and careers in South Carolina. And if you are good at what you do, you have the opportunity to make more money than what I've seen for stereotypical female positions.
It also provides a chance to chart your own course.
I like being outside. I like being in control. It's a great career choice for me. It's hard work, but it's a lot of fun.
In fact, female-owned construction firms have grown nationally by 30% between 1997 and 2004. Marlene Spurgeon, whose company specializes in accounting software for the construction industry, found that ownership is the way to go.
With a position as a business manager, whether it was in the construction industry or any other industry, it earmarked me to be that no matter where I went. There was no probably breaking through as a woman to a level of a vice president with that particular company, and possibly not any other company, especially in the construction industry, because it was at that time a male-dominated venture. By starting my own business, I had the ability to design my own destiny.
For women who wish to pursue a career in this industry, assistance is available from the National Association of Women in Construction.
We are a worldwide and international organization. We do a lot with the women in construction as far as helping them in education, doing certifications, training seminars. Basically a good deal of networking is done, and that has been extremely helpful in our industry.
Here at Midlands Tech, we have a whole department that focuses on giving assistance to non-traditional students. And non-traditional would be a female entering say a construction-related trade. And so they have assistance that's offered there. We have scholarships through the college, through our foundation, MTC Foundation, that offer assistance for women coming into the industrial type fields. The local chapter of Women in Construction, which is the NAWIC chapter, they offer scholarships every year for any student that's entering construction. And the last several years they haven't had any females apply, and they're looking for females to apply for that funding.
As always, a successful future is a matter of both experience and ambition.
I would tell them to shadow the job that they eventually want to have. So if they wanted to be an owner, go work for a small firm and see what the owner does. If they wanted to own their own, say, electrical contracting company, go work for a small firm and watch how they do things.
What I would tell somebody young coming into this industry is don't keep your sights low. You can make your sights pretty high. You can raise your bar, and you can pretty much achieve anything. The educational level is out there. You can get it, and it's good. The job pays well. It's become more and more profitable for women to be in this industry. It's actually a lot of fun.
If you're considering joining a gym, the South Carolina Department of Consumer Affairs has some advice. Ask the right questions and read the fine print.
If getting in shape is on your list, you may be looking to a gym membership. Just make sure you read your contract carefully before signing on the dotted line. Before signing up, inspect the gym during peak hours for overcrowding. Is there adequate staff available for instruction? Is child care a must for you to work out? Remember, if it's in the contract, you are bound by the written terms and not any verbal statements made by sales personnel. Beware of automatic renewal provisions, which renew your membership without your consent. Check the facility's current rate charts when initially joining or renewing, and always try to negotiate the best price before signing. Remember, the physical fitness business likes to retain customers rather than solicit new ones, so at renewal you may negotiate a better rate. To protect the consumer, physical fitness contracts must have certain provisions. Contracts longer than 3 months or greater than $200 must be in writing and allow cancellation in case of the following. If you decide to cancel within 3 business days of signing the contract, if you die, if you move more than 50 miles away from the club, or if you have a substantial disability certified by a physician which makes it permanently impossible for you to use the facilities. In the event the gym you are attending closes, you should immediately do one of the following. If you are paying your membership fees month to month, cancel the contract and ensure that payments are no longer drafted from your account. If you have prepaid your membership, you should request a pro rata refund from the facility for the remaining unused time. You should not assume that the facility will cancel your contract or stop automatic draft payments. All physical fitness facilities in the state are licensed by the South Carolina Department of Consumer Affairs and should have a certificate of authority visibly displayed, ensuring the facility has met minimum requirements. If you are not satisfied with the gym regarding cancellation and closing, you may file a complaint with the department. This is Helen Fennell with the South Carolina Department of Consumer Affairs.
Just as high-tech developments have broadened the playing field in construction, they've also revolutionized the field of radiology. X-rays and light boxes have long given way to high-tech machinery and digital imaging and opened up a whole new field of careers.
I scan people to look at their insides. We're really well known for babies, but we do livers, gallbladders, pelvics, prostates, thyroids, anything on the body we can look at. We have a lot of patients that are sent to us from doctors' offices or inpatients. We get the request for an abdomen ultrasound. We bring the patient in, explain what we're going to do. Expose their mid-abdomen where all the good organs live that we like to look at. We use our transducer and some warm gel, put it on their abdomen, and it's a high-frequency transducer that sends out little wavelengths, and that's how we get the images. You have to be an independent thinker. You have to be motivated because you are doing all the work. You're scanning, you're finding everything. You deal with different people all day long. It's not the same person. Usually every patient is different. You may not see that patient again for forever, but you have to be inquisitive. You have to talk to the patient to find out what kind of problems they're having, to put the symptoms together with what the doctors asked for. So you really have to be sort of an investigator and just be able to put it all together to get excellent pictures to help the physicians figure out what's going on with the patient.
Radiology is demanding from the standpoint of personal skills would be patience. There's a great deal of stamina in as much as most of the time you're up walking, working with the patients, getting them off of stretchers, wheelchairs, beds, walking corridors, moving equipment, moving patients.
We have everything the same on the inside, but it's really a challenge to demonstrate it with ultrasound. So every patient's different because you really have to use all your skills to demonstrate the liver and gallbladder and pathology or any organ that you're scanning. You really have to think every time you start scanning a patient. So it's a lot of drawing on everything that you've learned in school, everything that you've learned from the past with scanning, different tricks to show things. So it's a lot of just independent thinking and just trying to get the best picture for that patient. Sometimes we do have unpleasant patients. A lot of times we find that maybe they're more anxious, they're nervous, so that maybe puts them in a different mood of being a little unpleasant. You just smile and try and explain what you're doing, and usually things work out for the better. But a lot of times it's because they are nervous or they just don't think there's anything wrong with them, or they just need things to be explained to them.
At any level, to succeed as a technologist or a physician in a healthcare field, the basic need would be empathy. You must be empathetic to a patient. You must be willing to be genuinely caring and want to help a person get better.
Getting attached to patients, that's probably the downside of it, because we do see patients sometimes frequently, and you get to know them and you get to know their families, and just like a friend, you are attached because you know about them, you know their family, what they're doing, and then when they do pass, it's a part of you that's like, you know, that was a really nice person, and you do feel upset, and it does get to you, but hopefully that the time that you had them, you were making them comfortable and just trying to make their lives a little better for the time that you knew them. Most schools now are 12 to 15 months, and they require some sort of allied health degree to get into them. And they spend the 12 to 15 months going to class and coming to us. We do work with Midlands, and we get students and we help them with their clinic and also their study part of their school. The preparation and the educational end of sonography is very difficult because it's nothing that you could learn in 2 or 3 hours of classroom. It's constant reading, constant scanning, constant improving your skills. Each year that the students scan, once they get out, they get a lot better with their scanning, and it's very difficult. Out of radiology, sonography is the hardest modality to learn because you are responsible for getting the images and getting quality images that the radiologist can read for the patient.
The computer has changed the field because we take so many more images today. In years past, we just took maybe 1 X-ray of your chest or 2. Today we take, in CAT scan for example, we may take as many as 2,000 images and have to scan through those images in order to arrive at a diagnosis. We can now do 3-dimensional imaging and actually move whatever body part it is within the body around and see it from the side, see it from the top, see it from the back, and make a much finer diagnosis and much more detailed. It almost looks like an anatomy book and taking cuts down through the organ and seeing inside the body this way. And this is going to be cutting edge. This is the future of medicine. The other cutting edge is in cancer research, being able to diagnose cancers sooner and allow physicians to treat a certain disease state earlier and do preventative type medicines, which will certainly decrease the cost of our health care and increase our lifespan. There are very few radiology technologists out of work today due to the fact that there is a high demand for the field of radiology technology in all facets, whether it be diagnostic radiology, ultrasound, CT, nuclear medicine, MRI. All of these areas are in high demand, and they're becoming more and more in demand because outside facilities are installing this type of equipment in private imaging centers around the country. Private physicians' offices are increasing, and the need for this type of work and profession is right there.
My job personally and financially is very satisfying. I enjoy what I do. I love scanning. I love helping people feel better, and if I can find something or not find something with my scanning that'll help them feel better, and financially it's rewarding.
It can be challenging, but yet very rewarding when at the end of the day you know that you've helped a patient in some manner or form, maybe save their life.
And now here's Marilyn Mathias with this month's business news.
Integrity LLC, a developer and manufacturer of high-performance fibers, will expand its production facilities in Greenville County, adding a projected 150 new jobs over the next 3 to 5 years. This represents an anticipated $15 million investment by the company. KMA Global Solutions will locate its North American headquarters in Spartanburg. The company is expected to bring 25 new jobs to Spartanburg County. Palmetto Renewable Energy has completed a biomass fuel pellet plant in Allendale. The $1.5 million investment is expected to bring 12 new jobs to the area. Metglass Incorporated, a subsidiary of Hitachi, will expand its Horry County operations, investing approximately $20 million and creating 25 new jobs. Metglass is the world pioneer in the development and commercialization of amorphous metal. REMA will establish its North American manufacturing and sales operation in Greenville, including the addition of at least 15 jobs over the next 3 years. Founded in 1919 near Leipzig, Germany, REMA designs and manufactures a variety of cable terminals, cable connectors, and switches. Monster.com has opened recruiting for its Florence, South Carolina customer service facility via the launch of a website dedicated specifically to recruitment for the new facility. The website, www.monsterhires.com/Florence, will provide job seekers access to the hundreds of open positions for the Florence facility, which is slated to open in September. The company will be recruiting for service-related positions ranging from entry-level to managerial. Approximately 200 jobs will be posted initially, with Monster looking to staff about 350 positions in the near term. Training for these roles is scheduled to begin in August at the Florence Darlington Technical College facility. Cummins Turbo Technologies will expand its facility in Charleston County. The $11 million investment is expected to bring 100 new jobs to the area. Osage Bioenergy plans to locate an ethanol production facility in eastern Union County. The $161.5 million investment is expected to bring 75 new jobs. In other news, several leading members of the South Carolina General Assembly held a July press conference at the South Carolina Employment Security Commission to address some pressing economic issues.
We're here today because the #1 issue facing our state for the next 2 decades is our economy. Right now, there are many economic concerns nationwide, and we too have some serious economic issues here in South Carolina.
With unemployment on the rise, members of the South Carolina General Assembly and the business community held a press conference in hopes of presenting an economic solution.
We wanted to come up with a target plan of action that would have the biggest effect on our economy. And by biggest effect, we mean, quite simply, that would create the most jobs, create the most high-paying jobs, and would increase our state's per capita income the most.
The plan will create a council to focus on the knowledge-based economy, where new technologies could lead to higher-paying jobs.
We'll be able to devise, agree upon, and unite behind key metrics for knowledge economy development across the state, and to ensure that the public-private partnerships are collaborating to advance the most effective and efficient resource utilization possible on behalf of knowledge economy development.
We have all sorts of retirees that are coming to the Low Country and the Upstate and the Midlands every day because of the economic, cultural, environmental opportunities. But what we need more of are the opportunities for our young people to stay in this state with well-paying jobs.
For some years now, the South Carolina Employer Council has played an important role in the success of businesses across the state, due in no small part to the leadership of Linda Leslie. With her recent departure to take a job in Atlanta, she leaves behind some very big shoes to fill.
It offers a wonderful opportunity for businesses to come together and to network. And it's been our experience that what they found is that there's a lot of simple things that we take for granted, of services as an example, that people know that they had no idea that those services existed.
I think it's critical that businesses see what all is available to them, and that's what really has been our mission up to this point, is to make sure that with so many small and medium-sized businesses in particular that really can take advantage of the resources.
Carrying out that mission has been the role of longtime chairperson Linda Leslie, who recently announced she would be taking a job out of state.
She has grown the council from a small number to a desired number that we have now, and it's continuously growing.
Linda Leslie's contributions to the Employer Council has been to take it to an entirely new level. Linda put into motion, put into place for us the steps to start.
On occasion, she's gone to Washington to visit our congressional delegation and help us explain the need to maintain a strong workforce system in this country. Linda's been great for us.
We've increased the number of local councils throughout the state, and that's purely due to her leadership.
It's probably been my highest professional honor to be affiliated with the Employer Council for these many years, and just to have the honor of both representing the business community, my company, and really the state, as we've done some important work together.
I'm Marilyn Matthews, and that's this month's Business News.
Well, that's our show this month. To find out more about the programs and services featured on this show, be sure to visit our website, www.carolinaworks.org. Thanks for watching, and please join us next time for Carolina Works.
Carolina Works is brought to you in part by the South Carolina Occupational Information System, South Carolina's official career resource network, and your pathway to success.